In this episode of Viral Rewind, we're going to look at the Caterpillar DOS virus. Now, there's many different variants of this virus out there. The one I'm looking at is the J version. So, we got Caterpillar there. Let me go ahead and load it. And whatever program is infected with the Caterpillar DOS virus in this variant is not compatible with this version of DOS that I'm running, because this is IBM PC DOS version 4. Could have been written for an earlier version, could have been written for a later version, but anyway, it is a memory resident virus, so it has been loaded into memory, and it will infect .com and .exe files as we run them. So let's back down to the DOS directory and start infecting some files. So let's start with xcopy, see what size it is now. It's 17,087. Let's run it and look at it again. Now it's 18,706. So xcopy is infected. Now let's look at a .com file. Let's try sys. So we know that's 11,472. Run that. And now it's 13,106 bytes. Let's look at some others like join. So we know that's 17,457. We run join. We look at join again. Now it's 19,090 bytes. Let's look at one more .com file here. Let's see what we got to choose from. Let's do tree. We know it's 6334. And interestingly, it didn't infect that, or at least it's not showing that it did. Let's look at graphics. 16,733. Now, supposedly they say that Caterpillar may have some stealth capability to certain programs. Obviously, since it can infect both .com and .exes, as we've seen, via the file increase, and yet it didn't do it to some of these .coms, makes you wonder if it does have some slight stealth capability. So, again, it's memory resident virus that infects .com and .exes, and it does have a payload, a visual payload, which, based on the name of the virus, you might have an idea of what it is. It takes place 3 months after the initial infection, so this is March 29th, so we're going to make it June 29th. So that puts it 3 months after infection. And now we're going to run one of those that we previously infected. Let's try sys. And we get this graphical visual payload. So you see we get this blue square cursor running along the screen there. And if you look closely at it, it looks like it has both a parentheses switching between 2 to 3 different iterations of E and the pound symbol or euro symbol or things like that, kind of making it look like it's a mouth that's munching away. So this caterpillar, as the virus is named for, scrolls across the screen there eating the text, and then it kind of regurgitates it back out in yellow font. And this payload is going to continue until the caterpillar gets all the way to the bottom of the screen, and then it will terminate. If you close out of DOS or go to like a graphical user interface of something like Microsoft Works, or in the case of this IBM, the home environment that we've seen before with all the folders, if you go back into DOS, the payload will resume again, so it won't quit until you let the payload run all the way through, but you can still use DOS just fine. But the moment you run any command with the payload still going, it's going to automatically restart the payload at the beginning. And once this payload finishes, the font color for the rest of DOS is going to be in yellow as well, and until again you either use the clear screen command or you exit out into a GUI or something like that, and then it will reset. So I'll just let the payload run here. And now the payload is finished, now that we see that little garbled string of text there at the end. So it has terminated, but as we can tell from now, the rest of DOS will all be in yellow font colors. And again, if you were to rerun a program that had been infected with the virus, you'll just automatically start it again. So that's pretty much it for the Caterpillar DOS virus.